welcome. Ingrid Turner here from the Bhava Spiritual Mission. You are traveling along with me on this video series learning about the tenets of Bhava, what we believe, creation, human experience, and what we practice in our daily lives. Today I want to address some of the more basic questions that I get when people ask me about what I do, which is spiritual mediumship, the whole underpinning of the Bhava Spiritual Mission. How do I connect with spirit? How do I know I'm connecting with divine spirit? So there's a lot of different ways that we connect with spirit, and no way is better than any other way. And there's going to be some kind of difference or permutation even to what I talked to you about today, but I'm just going to talk to you about some of the basic kind of building blocks that we use to connect with divine spirit. One of the most tangible ways that spirit shows up for us is in our physical world. So seeing signs and synchronicities, overhearing a meaningful conversation, flipping on the radio and hearing a song that just seems to be speaking to you, little messages here and there, little breadcrumbs. Spirit loves to connect with us this way. Spirit likes to connect with us through the internet, and let me explain. It's showing us a symbol, like numbers are a really good example. A lot of times people will start seeing repeating numbers like 111, 222, 555, that kind of a thing. And they'll know that it means something, but they won't know what it means. So they'll hit the Googles, and you'll do a Google search for 111 to find out what that means and come up with the meaning, and it'll really fit your life. It'll really resonate with what's going on for you right then. This is a way for spirit to connect and commune with you and then bolster your faith muscle. The more faith that we have in the messages from spirit, the stronger those messages get, and the more frequently we start to see them. The truth is they're everywhere around us all the time, coming in all kinds of different ways. But as we shift our vibration, which I talked about it more extensively in my last video, shifting the vibration, we start to notice it more, and we start to receive it, and then we start to understand it. So your physical world, that's a great way for, and that's a great way for spirit to connect with you. Especially if you're new to the work, if you're new to spirit and trying to find a way to hook in with spirit, start paying attention to what's going on in your physical world, and then take the leap and believe in it. Believe that is spirit communication. We also of course connect with spirit through our intuition and the different ways that we connect with our intuition. So clairvoyance, we all know what that, the spooky clairvoyant, right? So that is spirit using your imagination, riding the waves of your imagination to connect with you. So you'll see pictures in your head, and sometimes you'll see something very literal, or sometimes you'll see signs and symbols and things that will pop up, and you'll go hit the Googles, right? Start bolstering your faith that way. So that's a great way for spirit to come in. People who are naturally have a big, vibrant imagination, that spirit will show up clairvoyantly for you. Also pay attention to your dreams. If you're dreaming in color and having really vivid dreams, spirit's going to ride your imagination that way too, especially if you're less comfortable being consciously clairvoyant. When you're unconscious and you bring those mind levels down, that's a way for spirit to get in and to start to connect with you and give you messages that way. The other way is clairaudience. So clairaudience means clear hearing. It's literally hearing voices. Now, most of us who are very clairaudient, we learn from a very young age that hearing voices is a bad thing. So we shut that down. So when you shut down that clairaudience, what happens is it doesn't go away. It changes to something more subtle. So pay attention. Spirit is riding your thought stream at this point. If not actually hearing voices in your head, or even sometimes outside of your head, it's a really cool experience when that happens, but also kind of scary because there's some stigma around that. Am I right? But pay attention to your thoughts. So I-centered thoughts, or thoughts that originate from the I, those are you. I want to do this. I feel this way. Thoughts that are originating from as a you, like you can do this, you should do that, you are this, you are that, coming with that benevolent and kind way, that's spirit using clairaudience or riding your thought stream to get in and connect with you and give you messages. The other way is empath or clairsentient. So that's about the feeling, it's the heart space. It's really being able to feel the emotions and the energies around you, particularly the emotions. If you're really empathic, then you'll have a hard time in crowded places. You'll get exhausted. Sometimes even people get physically sick because they're so empathic and they're just bombarded by the energies. But if you can take a step back and ground yourself and get into a more secure place, you'll notice that you get a lot of information about people through those empathic abilities that's emanating from your heart space. The other way is claircognizance. So claircognizance just means clear knowing. It's when you just know. You just know things that you by no right should have any knowledge of. And these things, I'm not very claircognizant, but somebody who is very claircognizant described it to me as things just fly out of your mouth before you have time to judge them. You just know, it just comes and comes and comes and comes. So you'll find that this will show up for you in conversation with another person, and you'll just be giving advice and just know without having any way of knowing, and be like, did I say that? Did I give that kind of good advice? Well, Spirit gave that advice through you. So that's another way to connect with Spirit, is just trust that place of knowing deep inside you. Some other fun ways are, just the psychic sense of smell, where I had an experience where I've looked at a picture and I've been able to smell what I saw in the picture. That was really cool. Psychometry, which is psychic touch, so being able to touch a person or an object and get psychic information that way, which will come in through another sense, either clairvoyance, that seeing or hearing, or just that sort of feeling and knowing. It'll travel that way too. So the other way is through channeling, is through opening yourself up and letting Spirit take over your body, or come in through your body and pump information through you, or show up for you. Mediumship and channeling right there in the same vein, so you'll see a Spirit show up for you. If you're a physical medium, you are able to make Spirit manifest, make Spirit corporeal, so you can see shadowy images. They won't be as solid as you and I and what you see in this 3D world, but they will have a solidity to them that they don't have typically unless they're around you. You can also see spirits in your mind's eye, so you see beings show up, and we connect with Spirit, in whatever container Divine Spirit wants to show up. You can think of Divine Spirit as sort of an energy. Divine Spirit shows up in the container that is very comfortable for us. So spirit guides, angels, ascended masters, extraterrestrials, extra dimensionals, that kind of a thing, will all show up for you. And now what I want you to do is stay out of judgment of self when it comes to how you connect. Try on all of these things and see what works for you, what hooks in for you. What you're looking for when you start the journey with Divine Spirit is that low-hanging fruit. So you start to look around you and notice your physical environment. Start to slow down your thoughts, slow down your mind, and see what comes either visually or auditorily, and really pay attention to how you're feeling and try to distinguish, is that mine or is that somebody else's? Am I sensing that through one of my psychic senses? Thanks so much for joining me for this latest installment of the Tenets of Bhava. You can learn more about us and what we're all about on the Bhava Spiritual Mission webpage. It's bhavamission.org. Thanks so much. Love you to death.